Good morning, guys. So it's day 5 of vlogmas. Yeah. So last night I thought was gonna end on a positive note, and it went to hell in a handbasket quickly. Um. Let me take a shower, guys, and put some clothes on, and I'll come back and talk to you guys. But what I can't go into detail. I won't go into detail about what happened last night, but I can go into detail what led up to last night. So let me take a shower and get some clothes on and get my day started as much as I can. Y'all, I'm just not in a good mood today. I'm really not. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, guys, I've taken a shower. I'm getting ready to sweep and mop this floor and do some other things around this house. Laundry is done. That is a plus because I hate laundry. I hate laundry and doing dishes. Yeah, those are two things in household chores that I hate. Laundry and dishes. Alright. About last night. I don't know if I can go into detail or if I want to go into detail about last night. But what we can talk about is the company you keep, the company you choose. Hold on, y'all. What is this? Look at this building. What is going on? It's so crazy. I think they got the whole building quarantined. It's sealed in there. Yeah, it's like a fan or something blowing in here. I can hear it. Yep. Oh, yeah. Fumigation. Okay, this is how you fumigate in the building? So, what is it, termites or bed bugs? I kept looking like, what is that? Wow. Okay. So every resident in that building had to get gone. Because they're fumigating the building. Okay. They look crazy from in here. Like, what is that? Alright, back to what we was talking about. Sorry about that. Got distracted. I'm like, I kept looking over my shoulder. I'm like, what is that? So, again, I'm not going to go into details about last night, but what I am going to talk about is the company you keep, which resulted in the last night situation. I remember when I met my grandson's mother for the first time, and I looked at her and I said, wow, maybe he shouldn't be dating her. Because the very thing I thought about when I saw her was like, this girl's trouble. I knew something quite wasn't right. Because you know how you could see some people come, you be like, And my son have always said, Ma, you're very judgmental. You're very judgmental. No, I'm not. You have to be. You can be guilty by association. And let me tell you something. People who have nothing to lose are irrational. They live on the edge and they're reckless with their lives. So, which means you may be caught up in a situation or a scenario that you don't want to be caught up because who you've chosen to associate or attach yourself to. We would tell my son, stop dating this girl. I think she's trouble. Stop dating this girl. I think she's trouble. So when she got pregnant, I was like, oh, I knew it. Because then we started finding out stuff. She was telling us stuff. First of all, let me tell y'all this. When that girl was 8 months pregnant, she went over to her brother's girlfriend's house when she was 8 months pregnant to confront her brother's girlfriend because the brother was being shot at, and he called his girlfriend to come get him, and the girl was like, no, I'm pregnant, I'm not going. So she goes over there. She called herself confronting her brother's girlfriend, and the girl's best friend was there. So at 8 months pregnant, she's in a physical fight. I was like, oh, I knew it, 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 I knew it. Okay, so after that incident, after the baby was born, we go over, my daughter and him go over to her house where she was living at the time to pick up her and the baby. My daughter says she pulls in the parking lot and there's like 10 dudes out there. And she's out there in the middle of all this stuff. And her stepbrother, who no longer associates with them because the stepfather is now passed, has my grandson. Grandson is only a couple of months old. So he's out in the middle of this brawl. So my son said, what are you thinking about? Why would you have the baby out there? Why would you want to have him out there? I'm like, red flags all over the place. I'm like, oh, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it when I looked at her. Then she would say stuff like, you really don't know me. You really don't know me. No, I kind of see you coming. I kind of see you coming. My spidey senses went off when I first saw her. Anyway, let's fast forward. Her and my son don't work out. She gets with this other boy. And y'all know I did a vlog about it, how the whole custody thing happened. How she brought the boyfriend up to the children's hospital to confront my son because she didn't like and he didn't like what my son put on Snapchat when my grandson was in the hospital for 3 days and she never showed up there. So the boyfriend gonna come up to the children's hospital to fight my son and started to swing on my son while my son had his son in his arms. Luckily, my other son was there and stepped in between me and was like, "Nah, man, I'm not." He's talking about you gonna fight your brother fights. He was like, "No," but my brother up here trying to, make sure his son okay, and this is not the time or place for that. So security was alerted. They escorted him out and gave us the baby and told us to take the baby home, and we kept the baby for about a month until we went to court. So that's how the whole court custody thing happened. Moving forward, she's still with this dude. Every time this dude sees my son out, he wants to poke and provoke. Now, going back to my original statement, being careful who you associate with, being careful who you affiliate with, being careful who you attach yourself to, because it can lead up to things that you don't want to happen, you don't plan to happen. You can find yourself in situations you don't want to be happening. Because my son, quote unquote, is not non-judgmental, which we all should be, in the aspect of be careful who you put in your life for very good reasons. But anyway, now he's dealing with the whole ratchetness of this drama saga. So last night was a result of the boyfriend wanting to fight my son, and it was just a mess, y'all. It was just a mess. It was a mess. Long story short, my son came in, was frustrated because the boy was out. They was at a public function, and the boy happened to be there, and he kept provoking my son. And long story short, my son came home, changed clothes, they went out, and they did what they had to do, and it didn't go the boy's way. He thought because he probably had 100 pounds on my son that it was going to be an easy win, and it wasn't. He went home, well, not here, but he went home. He went home with his clothes ripped off, but he went home. He didn't go home limping. He just had a knot here and here. And I'm just going to be honest, y'all, I was out there because I wanted to make sure that nobody jumped my son. And what was I going to do? Oh, honey, I had me an equalizer. And I'm not talking about no gun. I don't believe in guns. But I sure had me a hammer. Like, make one false move, I'm gonna take my kneecaps out. And it was a fair fight. But again, these are the things that that can happen when you associate with somebody with no aspirations, no goals, no nothing they want to achieve. They don't have nothing to lose. His baby's mother, let me tell you something. First of all, she don't have no license. She can't get a license. She can't get a place to live. She barely have a job. If she still had a job, she was a maid at a franchise Motel 6 and living in San Diego. Minimum wage here is $11.50, and that's what she was making, $11.50, and that's not going to buy you. That's not going to get you nowhere to live here. So you have to be careful of who you associate and affiliate with. There are people in jail right now for accessory to murder because of who they chose to have in their lives, be friends with, not disconnect from. And accessory is basically you were there, you didn't participate, you didn't stop it, and you didn't make the authorities aware of it. So you was accessory to it. You was accessory to robbery, you was accessory to to murder, you was accessory to assault. Which means you just stood there and let it happen and you did nothing. So now you in jail, your life ruined because this person who was reckless with their lives chose to be reckless with yours. Well, my son say, Mom, but sometimes you come off real judgmental. I said, let me tell you something. As a person who interviews for companies, I don't know if it's being called judgmental or being aware of who a person is. You frame it whatever way you want to frame it, but I am going to be aware of who you are so I can adjust myself accordingly. If I sit and interview somebody sit down in front of me and say, yo, you going to give me this job, I need this job, I need this paycheck, I got rent due. No, you can't represent me or this company like that. You're not getting here on my name. And it's the same thing if you go sit at it, if you go for an interview and you sit down in front of the interviewer and you like this. So, listen, how much y'all paying? Because I need to be able to make some, decent money because I got rent, I got things I got to do. So how much y'all paying? That interviewer may go through the whole interview process, but in their mind thinking, there's no way I'm letting you in here. I've had one of the worst interviews in my entire career, and it was so bad, I thought my peers were punking me. I walked out. I said, do you mind, excuse me for a moment? And I walked out of the conference room, and this was in Charlotte. And I said, look, did y'all see her in there? Is this a joke? They was like, no, she's not. We don't know her. I was like, oh my God, this is a real interview? I said, okay. I'll never forget this interview. Never, ever, ever will I forget this interview. So it was a young lady. She came in. We were hiring for the Apple project because I was working for Apple at the time. And we were hiring for a class. And the class was going to be like 25 associates. So she came in. She sat down. She said, listen, I need a job. And I know y'all hiring a bunch of people right now because I heard y'all just opening up. I said, that is true. It's a startup. She said, listen, I need a day class. I was like, I didn't interview you yet. She said, I need a day class. How much y'all paying? I said, and so I gave her the salary ranges. And then she said, I said, well, the starting is at 14, but we go up to like 17. She said, oh, like if you could get me in the middle, that would be good. I'm like, no, this is not real. I'll never forget this interview. So then she says, so I start with the interview questions. I said, well, what does customer service mean to you? She said, man, you just got to let people talk. People just need to talk sometime and talk about their problems and talk about what's going on with them. And then, you tell them what you can and can't do. I said, okay. I said, that's fine. I said, so why did you choose this company, this organization? She said, well, I heard y'all was hiring and I heard y'all, y'all just started and y'all gonna need a lot of people. I said, okay. And she said, you know what? I'm not gonna have no babysitter issues either because my baby daddy was working in his warehouse and he got hurt. But, he can't work right now, so I ain't even gonna have to worry about no babysitter because my baby daddy, he gonna watch the kids. And I'm thinking in my head, what is going on? What is happening? The universe is messing with me. So I told her, I said, well, listen, we're still conducting interviews. give us a couple of days. We're going to all sit down as a collective and we're going to pull out the best candidates and we'll notify you one way or the other. She was like, all right, but remember, I need a day class. Can you write that down on my resume? I need a day class. I said, sure. And I wrote, applicant needs to be placed in a day class, 8 to 5. And she said, yeah, that'll work. I said, okay. As soon as she walked out, I was like, please do not hire. Like, you're not representing me as a person that interviewed you, and you definitely not getting in this company, because what the heck was that? Take that same mindset as if you are an interviewer, interviewing people for your company, and you interview people like that to be your friends, because these people can affect your life. Right, wrong, or indifferent. My son was out fighting a dude because he didn't make the best choice for himself or his son. That's what it, point blank period. He just didn't make the best choice. And this is what it resulted in. No, I'm not judgmental. I don't. I know everybody has a story. But I'm watching your movements, which will tell me whether I want to be associated or affiliated with you. If I know you're reckless and you're irrational, why should I place myself in jeopardy of my life being affected by your irrational, reckless, on the edge behavior? Why? Why would I do that to myself? It's not me being judgmental. It's me being aware. It's me making the right choices for me in my life. Because the wrong person in your life can affect you and change your life. The wrong person in your life can affect your life where you're now wondering how you got there and trying to figure out how to rebuild everything. When my son came home last night, I told him, I said, these are the lessons I tried to teach you in your late teens and early 20s. You have to be careful who you associate with, because then it leads up to things like this. You're in the middle of a field. You could have been arrested. You could have been hurt. Or both. Because you want to be non-judgmental, but then you're letting reckless people in your lives. This girl don't have nothing to lose. That boy don't have nothing to lose. You got a child. You got a job. You talking about going back to college. These people are not aspiring to be anything but get up and be toxic every day. They thrive on drama and chaos. That's what they do. That's what those type of people do. Non-achievers do. So you got to be careful who you put in your life. Yeah, this video is running a little long. I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I hate the thought of my grandson being raised or influenced by somebody who has no moral compass, no goals, nothing she wants to achieve, other than attaching herself to somebody else's situation so she can get the benefits of that. And let me tell you how bad this girl is. When, right after my grandson was born, she came to my son and was like, oh yeah, my family told me about this guy in the military and I can marry him, and so his housing can be increased, and then he'll give me a monthly payment out for marrying him so his payments can be increased. See, that's the type of person that go into a buffet and they sit at the table and wait for you to go up to the buffet bar. You